Alright everybody, this is the first video for B&K Sports Lounge. My name is Blake. My partner in crime, Kyle, will not be able to make it today, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and get it started. The first segment of the show, I'm just going to give you, well, usually it's going to be us giving you our picks, but because Kyle isn't here today, it's going to be me giving you my picks for this upcoming week of football. So let's go ahead and get it started. First game, we got Tennessee at Pittsburgh. I got to go with Pittsburgh Steelers simply because they haven't played Pittsburgh Steelers football thus far this season. And I just feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've got a lot to play for. They've got a lot to prove. They still think they're an elite team in this league. They have yet to prove that. They've got a lot to prove, and I think they're going to be excited. Mike Tomlin's going to have those boys ready to go this weekend. They're going to get it done. Then we got Cincinnati and Jacksonville. You know, Cincinnati's quite a surprise this year. Most people don't know this, but they've got the #1 ranked defense. And I feel like that #1 ranked defense is versus, you know, our homegrown Blaine Gabbert, rookie quarterback, not a very good offense. I feel like Cincinnati's defense is going to win a low-scoring game this week. Next, we got New Orleans at Carolina. This is going to be a big test for Cam Newton and an experienced New Orleans defense. A lot of veterans on that defense. But I gotta go with the Saints. Cam Newton's had a fabulous rookie year, but keep in mind that's a rookie year. And no matter how good he does as far as stats, you're not a great quarterback until you start getting the wins. So with that being said, I gotta go with New Orleans. We've got Oakland at Houston. To me, both very good running backs. It's going to be a test between Arian Foster and Darren McFadden. I got to go with Houston and Arian Foster strictly because Oakland's defense is ranked number 29 in the NFL. That speaks volumes. Their defense is going to prevent them from making the playoffs yet again. And I am saying that. You guys can quote me. Oakland will not make the playoffs only because of their defense. Terrible. Philadelphia at Buffalo. Kind of a tough one, but not really for me. I like the Philadelphia Eagles strictly because Philly at 1-3, they're a lot better than their record shows, and for Buffalo, I feel like it's the exact opposite. They're sitting at 3-1. I don't feel like they're as good as their record shows. I know they had a big emotional win against the Patriots, but then they came back and got beat by the Bengals. I just feel like Philadelphia's really going to want this one, and they need this win. Keep in mind, they need this win. This is a must-win for that team. Arizona and Minnesota. I got Minnesota. Arizona's 1-3. Minnesota's 0-4. Let's just face the facts. Minnesota's had a lead in every game that they've lost this season, and they've given it up somehow. And, you know, this is another winnable game for the Vikings, and I don't think that they're going to let that happen again like they did at Kansas City last week. Speaking of Kansas City, we got Kansas City and Indianapolis. I've got to go with the Chiefs. Look, Indianapolis is 0-4. That's a meaningless team that just really just isn't finding a way to win. Sorry, that was my cat. But this Colts team, they just haven't found a way to win. Peyton Manning is not on this team. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Basically, this is a winnable game for the Chiefs. They're sitting at 1-3. They know that they can beat this 0-4 team. Todd Haley's going to have the team ready to go. You know, they've got that motivation going. And once, you know, a team gets motivated, like the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs last year, it's a deadly weapon. It's almost one of the most deadly things you can give a team is that motivation and confidence. After a win last week for the Chiefs, they're building that confidence. I still don't think they're going to be a good team by any means this year, but I definitely think they're going to beat the 0-4 Indianapolis Colts. On to the next one. We got Seattle, New York Giants. Easy, New York Giants. I'm not going to explain there. Tampa Bay and San Francisco, both 3-1 surprisingly for the San Francisco 49ers. Look, I got to go Tampa Bay. San Francisco, they're still trying to make themselves. They're still trying to make a name for themselves. Tampa Bay, they came off of a come-from-behind victory. And I just feel like Tampa Bay's the better team. And we got San Diego at Denver. To me, it's San Diego. Denver, not very good. We don't know. I mean, I know Denver, they want Tim Tebow. The coaching staff kind of wants Orton. But they're in a little quarterback controversy. San Diego, they've got an established Phillip Rivers. I've got to go San Diego. Jets at New England. It's just the road ain't getting any easier for the Jets, is it? I got to go New England strictly because the Jets defense, they've allowed over 30 points the last 2 games. New England's offense, even the running game's doing really well this year for New England. I just think it's going to be a big win for New England. Green Bay at Atlanta, I got to go with, my Green Bay Packers. For those of you guys that know me, I am a Packers fan. I also root for the Chiefs. That is my hometown team, but I'm a Packers fan. And I got to go Green Bay. I mean, is there any team better? I know there's been some talk between Aaron Rodgers and Roddy White, but let's face the facts. If Green Bay plays their best football, they're unbeatable. Mark my words. Chicago, Detroit. I got to go to Detroit. I mean, Calvin Johnson. Is there anyone better right now in the league than Calvin Johnson? And kind of like the Jets, the road's just not getting any easier for Chicago. They've had a rough schedule. That's a good defense. They've just faced a lot of good offenses as far as Chicago goes. And I just feel like Detroit's offense is too explosive for that aging but yet good Bears defense to handle. Now we're going to move, because that was the last of my picks. Now we're going to move to our fantasy segment of the show. We do quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense, start and set 'em. I tell you who I think you should start. I just named one guy. And I tell you also who I think you should set, provided you got these guys in your team. So let's go ahead and get it rolling. Quarterback, I've got Aaron Rodgers. Once again, I can almost say you need to start this guy every week because simply he's unstoppable right now. And that's just the flat-out truth. Running back, Arian Foster. He's going up against the 29th ranked defense in the Oakland Raiders. They can't stop anybody right now. Arian Foster has been battling injuries this year. Last week he had his first 100-yard game. I think he's ready to go this week. It's going to be a big game for both of these teams, and I feel like the Texans are going to ride Arian Foster and come out and think about it. There is no Andre Johnson, so they're really going to be riding Arian Foster, maybe even a little Ben Tate. Receiver, I got to go Calvin Johnson. Chicago, their DBs have just been getting picked on all year long. Calvin Johnson, is there anybody better right now in the league? I don't think so as far as receivers. Tight end, I've got Dallas Clark. I know he doesn't have the stats